Hello everyone and welcome to Sunburned Albino plays Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. Oh my god, I'm so excited I finally got it to work. I'm gonna press the A button right now. Oh my god, what an amazing musical accompaniment to the intro of what is bound to be my favorite Let's Play of all time. Easy. I'm gonna tell you why I pick easy, because that is the only difficulty I can play these games on and tolerate it. I was thinking about it because I'm watching Northern Lions' XCOM Long War video series, and I just bought Enemy Unknown myself after having watched it, and I really like it. But again, with that, I can only play on easy. It's just, there's something about, like, those kind of tactical games where, like, I can't tolerate, like, low percentages. Like, I think that's just kind of, like, bullshit. Because, like, with Fire Emblem, if you try and play on hard mode, it can easily take, like, 3 of your units to take down one guy, and all 3 of your units will sustain heavy damage in the encounter because of, you know, these bullshit hit percentages, and just, like, the extended amount of damage that the enemies do. And I just can't. I can't deal with that. I love Fire Emblem, and I love XCOM. I'm loving XCOM right now. But I will never, ever play them on harder difficulties, because I just can't manage it at all. But yeah, Fire Emblem Path of Radiance is kind of... I'm told it's a rare game. Like, they just didn't make that many copies. Which leads me to believe that it's mildly likely that you haven't played it. Well, it's actually very likely that you haven't played it, because you have to be in a pretty niche sort of audience circle to want to play this game, but... luckily, I am in that, and it's a great place to be in. I have every Fire Emblem game that released in America, as far as I know, which is like 6 titles, I think. I could be very wrong. I know there are a bunch of Fire Emblem games that are Japan only, which is unfortunate. But yeah, you know. But yeah, we're finally gonna get into the actual game of this game, and god, I love it so much. I have beaten this game about 8 or 9 times, and I re-bought it after I, like... oh crap, multitasking. I bought it after, because I'm reading and also, like, trying to talk at the same time. Because I bought it again, okay, I had it when I had, like, my GameCube, like, back in the heyday of GameCube times. You know, when everybody, like, had GameCubes, because GameCube is still, like, one of the best systems to me. But, and then I sold my GameCube and a bunch of games to help pay for my PS3. I also sold 82 PS2 games. I had 82 of them, and I sold them all to help pay for my PS3, which, you know, PS3, I just wish I would have had enough money outright to buy a PS3 without having to sell 2/3 of my game collection to make it work. But yeah, you know, it's sad. And so I've spent a bunch of time like trolling online trying to buy back some of the games that I've lost. And Fire Emblem Path of Radiance was one of them. I bought it back. It cost me $40, but I bought it back. Which I think is more than it even like initially came out for. I think it was like, weren't most GameCube games like $29.99 or like maybe $39.99? I don't know. I don't remember. It's been a long time, hasn't it, since GameCube games were like the premier thing to get. They kind of still are. You know, I mean, you can find a copy of Super Smash Bros. Melee for about $99. Like, fucking hell, I'll pay that much for it. But at the same time, you know, people are kind of... you know, if they accidentally sold their childhood and they regret it, which is me, then they might, you know, deign to spend those hefty amounts of money to get what they so foolishly lost. Which I agree with, you know, because, I mean, nostalgia is super valuable. Like, sentimental value. I know sentimental value is essentially meaningless in terms of actual monetary value. Or at least that's how it should be, but it's... you know, it's a very, very real thing for collectors. Which is why they're willing to spend these massive amounts of money to make the stuff like that happen. But this is Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, if you hadn't played it. It's my favorite Fire Emblem game of all time. Awakening gets pretty darn close, because Awakening is a fantastic 3DS game, but Fire Emblem Path of Radiance just holds a special spot in my heart as the most solid, it has my favorite story of all of them. I really find myself, like, delving into, like, you know, the lore and the stories and stuff. And it's also just, like, I love the level design, and the enemy types and the enemy, like, layouts are always fair, and it's just, I love it so much. The other reason I picked easy mode is because you get more experience per kill, which is really the be-all, end-all of why I like easy mode. You know, like, I'd be fine, I would do medium if, like, they made, and the enemy types were, like, more difficult, that's fine, as long as I was getting the same experience. But you're not. Because in medium, you get 33 experience per kill to start, basically. And here you get 50, which is a very decent step up. And that's more what I'm used to, and that's more what I like. I don't like having to work harder for the same rewards, let's say. But, I mean, obviously that's, like, the whole point of difficulty, but I'd rather, like, achieve the same basic effort, but just against harder enemies. Like, if they kept the experience the same and just made the enemies harder and made more of them, I would like that. I would appreciate the challenge, because I do consider myself very tactically good at this game. But maybe that's me just sort of, like, relying on the easy experience and, like, the level ups. And my being much more skillful than the enemies I'm facing. But yeah, am I actually able to lose this? Nope. He's gonna do 6 and 6 again, so I'll be left with 1 HP and I'll be fine. I mean, it is the tutorial, you're not supposed to lose the tutorial. I don't think it's actually possible for you to lose the tutorial. Unless you just never attack and just stand there. Or, like, if you unequip your weapon, I suppose, then you would lose. But I'm glad with that level. Strength, skill, and speed are really the building blocks of a good character, in my opinion. I know defense is important. I would rather have a lot of strength, skill, and speed and low defense than strength, skill, and defense and low speed. Per se. Because I'd rather attack twice than, you know, or I'd rather be able to avoid attacks effectively rather than, you know, be able to take them as a tank. I'm not a tanky person. That's not my personality. Yes, yes, indeed. Yeah. So if you are unfamiliar with the game, Ike is the son of the leader of a mercenary company, and he's just now at this point being like, okay, maybe you're ready to join us. And so the next chapter is going to be his first job. And obviously, you know, as the story progresses, lots of twists and turns, and they become involved in, like, a full-scale war. But it's just really, really engaging. Which is why, after Chapter 1, I am going to be reading all of the dialogue out loud in different character voices, which is, like, my favorite thing to do in the world. Voice acting, voice actor, hey, you want this script? It's got like 65 characters in it. Oh, nobody else is here. Why don't you read all the characters? And then I just have an orgasm. And I will. Hopefully it won't impede my actual voiceness. But I will try not to let my orgasm actually ruin things. In terms of your comfortability watching this. But yeah, Chapter 1. They got their first job and they're heading out. So let's check it out. Just a couple bandits attacking a town. A very, very small town of 4 houses and, like, the mayor's house or something. Alright. Her name is Titania. I always thought it was Titania. But then I watched Fairy Tail, and in Fairy Tail there's a girl named Titania, and then it just sort of clicked with me, like, oh, that's how you spell that. That makes a lot of sense. Because I've heard of Titania as a name in, like, these olden times. But Titania just sounds like a condom, I suppose. Like, Titania is the female condom. Like, there's Titan condoms for males and Titanian condoms for the females. Yeah, now they're talking about weapon advantages. Swords good against axes, axes good against lances, lances good against swords. It's a good triangle. And, yeah, visit, houses and stuff. Okay, so the way all Fire Emblem games work is you have your main character, and then you have a couple of low-class characters. Let me just... Yeah, I like, well, I don't need to... this level is small enough, I don't need to zoom out that much. We'll just have... God damn it, don't go there. We'll have Titania visit the house, and you'll get stuff from the locals. Oh, you're with the mercenaries. We've heard a lot about you. Here, take this weapon. We're farmers, not fighters. Maybe you'll get some use from it. Thank you for the steel sword. It's actually better than the sword that I have. But yeah, I will have her give that to Ike on the next turn, but I don't want to waste Ike's turn going over there and getting it, because then you can't move again. It's better to not have Oscar fight against axe guys, although in this point it really doesn't make that much of a difference, but it kind of does. So we'll just have Boyd take out the guy on the left. Well, they'll just be in, like, a constant, like, fight that'll take about, turn and a half, 2.5 turns, I think. Depending on if any of them miss. Hopefully Boyd doesn't miss. It was a mistake to do this without bringing water. I forgot about that. I got real darn excited because I was, you know, because I had been trying a bunch. Hold on. You can't get... Yeah, because I'm blocking you with Boyd, so you can't get there. And you... I locked his movement range so you can see, and that's what it is. Which is great. That's a fantastic thing to be able to do. But yeah, nobody else can reach Ike from here except this guy, so I will be safe no matter how many times luck favors him. But yeah, like, as soon as I bought my capture card, like, one of the premier things that I wanted to do was play this game. But I couldn't get the GameCube stuff to work. I could have Oscar actually finish this guy off. Let me see. I probably don't want to. But I'm going to anyway. Just because... You know, if you level up Ike too much, he doesn't change class until the end of Chapter 16. Until the end of the 4th part of Chapter 16. So if you get him to level 20 before then, he's just going to stay at level 20 forever and then not ever gain any more experience. So it's best to not, like, try and bulk him up too much in the beginning. You should spread it out a little more and give it to the rest of the units who can level up as soon as they reach level 20, or even earlier if you're trying to cut corners. But I've learned that it is much better to not have them change class until they actually do it on their own, and then you don't have to waste any sort of items to make it happen. Master Seals, so, I mean, I am kind of, like, taking sort of a veteran's approach to the commentary here. Like, I'm discussing these things as if assuming that you know what I'm talking about. I know that you might not. I'll try to explain everything that happens in ways that you'll benefit from, and you'll know, even if you've never played one of these games before. Let's just go through... Okay, yeah, you press Y, hover over... Okay, strength, obviously, how much damage you do with physical attacks. Magic, how much damage you do with magical attacks. It's kind of pointless for people who never use magic to have magic, but there are magical weapons that use magic, so I guess you can have those. Skill, I'll do this as well. The unit's fighting skill, the higher the number, the greater unit's hit percentage. The game can explain it better than I can. Speed, the unit's speed, it affects how many times the unit will strike in a single attack. The more speed you have, if you have more speed, enough speed, more than someone else, you will attack twice. It's also how you dodge attacks. So it increases your avoidance down here, the ability to avoid enemy attacks. Luck is sort of a wild card. I'll explain that a little later. Defense, obviously, reduces damage taken from physical attacks, and resistance reduces damage taken by magic. Very, very straightforward, right? And you see we have attack 12, we have hit 111, which is good. It's great. It's always good to have a hit percentage higher than 100. Avoidance is 21. The crit chance is 3. The ability to dodge enemy critical attacks. So this lowers the enemy's critical hit percentage. Just outright. It's not about, like, a luck-based thing. And then the range of the weapon. So yeah, that's basically... And then you can see that he can move 6 spaces, and he weighs 9. Which affects his ability to shove enemies and to be rescued by allies. So now that that's all taken care of, we'll just have Oscar take out this guy. Only an 84% chance to hit. So it might miss, but in which case I can mop him up. Okay, first level up for Oscar. What do we got? Something good. Strength, skill, speed. Give me those. Strength, skill, speed. Wow, that is the best level up you can possibly have. So what do you know? That's great. It is possible for some stats to increase by more than one, but not in this playthrough. You have to have beaten the game once, and then like they'll start giving you items that are called bands. That if you wear them and they coincide with different classes, and then they influence how your character levels up, and then you might get like 2 strength for like the negative of not gaining any speed that level. But it's all like still basically random. Right now, all the level ups are random, and I prefer a fixed level up stuff, because then it will level up the character according to its strengths, and then you can't have like Ike getting like 15 magic but never strength ever leveling up. I mean, Void can't possibly die. But I'd keep him here so the bandit can't go attack Ike. But yeah, right now the level ups are random. The problem is I have to keep deleting my saves, because I have a shitty GameCube memory card that only has 59 blocks on it, and Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness takes up like 45 goddamn blocks, which is the entirety of the fucking memory card. And since this and Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness are like the only GameCube games I play at the moment, because I don't have Super Smash Bros. Melee or like Mario Tennis or any of those games yet, I'm trying to get them back, but I don't have them quite yet. I always have to flip-flop like which one I want to have a save file on, and since I plan on doing both those games as a series, hopefully, you know, I'm gonna have to finish I'm gonna have to finish this one before I start that one. Or I could get a better memory card, but that also kind of seems like a waste of money at this point, since I'm not using it for enough of a purpose for that to have made any sort of difference. We'll visit with... Yeah, we'll go... Yeah. I mean, I can obviously give the Seraph robe to whatever person that we want to give it to. And then what is your movement? Is 6, right? Or no, it's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can attack here. So I can stay... I'll just stay here, and you'll be fine. Yep. And then we'll have Titania move back, because you never want to use your class change, because she's level 1, she's a paladin, she's the second class up. She's already changed class from a... What are these called? Lance... Whatever knight. What kind of knight was she, actually? Her weapon... Okay, she was an axe knight, and then she leveled up into a paladin, and gained the ability to use lances. That's how I see it, anyway. Because her weapon level with the axe is much higher than her lance one. Does Boyd have vulneraries? Yeah, he has 3. Okay, here you have Biorhythm, which the lower it is, or the higher it is, it changes, you know, throughout the game. It's just basically your unit's, like, condition and, like, its fighting spirit and stuff. If it's really low, then you'll get, like, lower chances to hit, and you'll be able to be hit easier. If it's really high, then you get the positive bonuses of that. I don't much care for Biorhythm. I would much rather these guys act like robots and not have, you know, like, war cries and, like, I'm just not feeling it today, so I think I'm gonna get killed by this attack that I would have easily dodged if I was fighting in a different day. That is kind of annoying, and you can't really control it. But there are perks which you can give your enemy or your allies that can, like, increase certain things, which I am a fan of. I don't know why you have to carry 4 iron swords, like 3 of them are gonna break. I'm gonna hit these guys 46 times 3 times, which is like 138 times. I think that's actually accurate. I'm pretty good at math. But that's fine. You know, whatever. Yeah, that's a hit. We're not going to be dodging very many attacks at this point. We just don't have high speed anymore at all. But they don't have high hit percentages. But they're still pretty, you know, like, what was it, like 70? Oh, 64. Yeah, he'll most likely hit most of those attacks. We'll have Boyd end this. You know, Boyd and Oscar end up being pretty good units. I mean, it obviously, since they random level up, it depends on how lucky I get. But usually they end up being very quality soldiers. And there are some units that you acquire that just will never be good. It's never going to happen for them. which kind of sucks. Your skill really needs to get higher. Like, that's the main drawback of a fighter, is that their skill is low, so they have a low chance to hit. But they are very strong. But yeah, some units you get, they're either severely underleveled compared to where you are in the game, or they'll just never have good stats. It just will not happen for them. And we'll come across them, and I will point them out, because there are units that I will never use in a game because of my not very fond memories of them being absolutely bullshit. We'll get hit by the sword if we go attack you, so I think I'm just gonna move right here. Seems fine, and you can't get me. Is there any part... Okay. So if I move Oscar here, you'll be hit by the sword guy, but not the axe guy, because he can't reach, so that's nice. I would give the Seraph Robe to Ike. It increases HP by 7, or maybe it's not. No, that seems overpowered. I think it's 7. But actually, it's probably better to save it for when Soren comes out, because he's a mage and he has really low HP, and he's one of the most valuable magic users you'll ever have. Actually, the most valuable. So yeah, it's good for him to have good HP right at the start, but I'm kind of spoiling things. But at the same time, have you played this game? Have you not played the game? Is story, like, I mean, how would I describe it? I mean, you're gonna see it. I'm gonna read how the story's going from all the eyes of the characters, and that's gonna burn the hell out of my voice, but I'm gonna enjoy doing it because it's not like I'm being paid for it. So, okay, yeah. Iron Lance, you can finish that off. I can finish off the guy to the left, and then we'll just have the boss. So let's do it. Yeah, being a knight means that you can attack somebody, you can, like, move and attack somebody, and then move your remaining move range, like, out of the way if you want to. Which is a change from the Game Boy Advance games, because I'm pretty sure you couldn't do that. You could if you were, like, trading, and then you could move the remaining, but I think attacking, like, made you, like, get planted in your spot. But I really love the rules of this game, because they're just a little bit different than other Fire Emblem games. But none of them... But they're all good. They're all good different. I probably don't need to waste a Vulnerary on Boyd, since the map's going to be over, and then his remaining health won't factor into the next chapter. But, you know, I did it anyway just to be safe. I mean, it's not like these guys can wait. One of the things I love about this game is that when people are, like, posted, when bosses are posted at, like, a spot, they don't have these fucking, like, mountain, defense +2, avoid +30. What kind of bullshit? How am I supposed to kill him? I mean, like, you know, he has no defensive bonuses from standing here, which is great. It's fantastic. I love that so much. It makes everything a lot easier and less of a pain. And I will survive if I attack him now. Do I want Ike to be the one to kill him? I mean, it seems kind of symbolically fitting since this is his first job. You can, you know, do the majority of the work, and you've proven yourself as a mercenary. So yeah, let's do it.
Hey, you're nothing but a boy. Well, every brat needs a beating now and then. Are you ready for it?
Not today. If you want to run away, now's your chance.
Imagine that, you sassing me. Don't that beetle.
That was poor. That was a poor example of how I'm actually going to be reading things. Or maybe it isn't. I don't know. What kind of tone do I want this game to set? Your strength is going up every time, and I love it so much. You are going to turn out to be a fantastic unit. Oscar can go here for the fuck of it, because why not? Oh! No, Oscar should keep it, because I am going to give it to Soren in that chapter. And he has the biggest movement range. He can go to wherever Soren's going to end up in that chapter and just give it to him immediately. There's nothing any of us can do, because none of us have ranged attacks. So we'll just end the turn. Did he miss, or did he hit me? I don't remember. It doesn't matter. Oh, you did hit me. Okay. You're going to hit me this time, too, probably. Nope. Goodbye. Okay. Alright, that is chapter 1 down, and the tutorial down, because that was pretty much a given. That I had to couple these two together, because otherwise what kind of video would it be? Iron Axe? I mean, we'll discard the iron sword that I'm wielding, because it has the least number of durability left. And then we'll give it to Boyd. Yeah? There, now you got an extra one. Which should serve you well in about 48 hits from now. Yeah, just seize and clear the map. That's it. That's the end of it. Ike, are you alright? Yeah, I'll be fine. You know, you surprised me to think that you've come so far. Look at my father, though. Still got such a long way to go. There's nothing you can do about that. After all, Commander Greel is... What? Huh? What about my father? Oh, nothing. Nothing? Now I'm really curious. Don't worry, you'll learn all about it someday. ...
Hey Ike, that wasn't bad for your first battle. Not as flashy as my first time, though.
Yeah, you were a real standout. I'll never forget the sight of you so keyed up you broke your own axe.
Oscar, dang it, you didn't have to bring that up.
Anyway, Ike, congrats on finishing your first mission. Welcome to the group. Everyone's alright? Then let's get going. I'm sure Mist has a nice hot meal waiting for us. Alright! Yep, that's going to be the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. God, I'm excited. This is going to be fun. Okay, I'll see you next time.